your goal is not in her.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Geek-A-Tech. Friends, today we are going to talk about a very interesting topic which is called integration testing. Today we are going to talk about the core concepts of integration testing. I am not going deep down in the definition of integration testing, that why what is happening in integration testing. Today we are going to talk about the concepts, that uh, how integration testing works, why it's required, how it come into the picture of testing. Okay, so as we all know that whenever an application develop in software world, whatever an software application develops, or a desktop application develop, or whatsoever application develop, it's not developed as a whole one single module. Okay, it always develop in different chunks. Like, let me show you. Like, this is the module A, then we have another module like this, then we have another module like this. Suppose we are going to develop a movie booking site, like we have Book My Show. So we have a login page, which is a different module. We have a booking page, which is another different module. Then we have a payment page, which is in another different module. So these all three things are going to develop independently. Okay, so we cannot develop everything all together in single shot. Okay, it will be a very messy, very lengthy. So how things are going to develop, like there might be a case where if there is a small team, then they will work on the first module for login. Then after its development, then the complete team going to work on the booking module, then the complete team is going to work on payment module. But in case if we have good number of developers, we have a good team size, then there is a team A who's going to work on login, there's a team B going to work on booking, there's a team C is going to work on payment, or there might be a third case where few of the members of the same team working on login, few of the members are working on payment, few of the members are working on booking. So this how they are going to work on different stuff. They are going to work separately at the same time, or might be one by one sequentially, but they are not going to develop these all three things all together. Okay, because it will stretch the development time, it will create problems, it will increase the cost of the software. So whenever a single module develop, that particular module got tested, we did the unit testing for that, we do functional testing for that. Okay, sometimes we have to use stubs and drivers, sometimes we create some dummy data, or we use some dummy modules to, so we can test a single module, that how it's going to interact, or how it's going to provide the responses. uh, then the second module is going to be developed, then we are going to test this module individually. Then the third module is going to develop, then we are going to test it individually. Sometimes in case of integration testing, so what happens when these all three modules are getting integrated, when these all three are going to interact with each other, because without interacting with each other, application is not going to be complete. Okay, if we want to book a ticket, then we have to log in, we have to book the seats, we have to do the payments. Okay, so these all three modules are going to be connect with each other, they are going to talk to each other, they are going to interact with each other. So this is how this complete um, application is going to work. So in that case, when all these three modules get integrated, their code get integrated, then on that integrated code, we are performing the testing, it's called integration testing. Okay, so this is the core concept. And why it's important, because there might be a case where when you develop the first module and you tested it and everything looks fine, all the bugs has been resolved, then you tested the second module, then all the problems get resolved, you fix all the issues, then you tested the third module and all the issues has been resolved. But when we um, integrate all these three modules, then they are going to actually interact with each other. Then we will come to know that okay, sometimes when we integrate the code, then we have code merge issues which we face many times in integration testing. There might be a thing that something is working fine individually or for a particular module, but when that module integrated with other modules, then it starts failing. So there are a couple of reasons for that. Might be the code is not integrated properly, might be the code merge is not proper. There might be another case where the team A thought that okay, the response which I am going to provide to module B, it should be in integer. It's suppose it's an example, but they thought that that particular input which we are going to receive from module A, it can be string. Okay, so to identify such things, or there is a very good case which we can understand, like suppose the module C is taking dates in a particular format, okay, ddmmyy format, but module B is providing dates in yyddmm format. So individually, when we test these modules, those are working fine because both are taking dates, they are fetching records based on dates, so those are working fine. But when these two modules are going to interact with each other, in that case what is happening, that they have a different date formats, then your application goes start failing. So to identify, to understand such stuff, we perform the integration testing. Okay, once all the three modules got integrated, then first what you have to do in case of integration, that you should not run test cases which are belongs individually to these modules. First you need to create certain test cases which are based on the interaction of these three modules, so you need to run those integration test case. Once that all the stuffs are working fine, when those all the issues has been fixed, then you need to run a regression which consists of all the test cases which are related to module A, module B and module C. And in that case you don't have to include negative scenarios which are core dependent on that particular module. Like suppose we have a in login screen, we have a text where we have the input field which doesn't accept any spaces. Okay, so that particular validation put on the UI side, on the API side, so that validation you have already tested on individual module basis, so that particular change will not impact the that validation is not getting impacted by the integration of the other modules. So such kind of validations you can escape in integration testing. But the major what will be the two approaches? First you are going to test the integration scenarios, that how these three modules are going to communicate with each other, how they are providing response, how they are getting inputs. Then once you are complete integration testing happening, then you will go for regression, a complete solution, a complete test case suite you are going to run on that particular integrated code which is already tested as a part of integration. Then you run the regression, so all the individual module scenarios will also be tested. Also you need to understand that before performing the integration testing, or suppose you got some bug after the suppose your all the three modules got integrated, everything works fine, it got tested and it passed successfully, but suppose a certain feature is implemented in module B, okay, later point of time as a part of enhancement, then you need to understand that how that enhancement or how that feature is going to impact other modules. You need to understand with developer, you need to understand with your business analyst, that how it's going to impact the other modules. Based on that you need to update your integration testing, you need to perform integration testing. And the second part, when you are going to cover the enhancement, so this is how you are going to cover the integration testing in your application. First step, when it is developed from scratch, then you need to first test individual modules. Then once they are going to integrate, you need to create scenarios on the integration part, how those modules are going to interact with each other, how they are going to perform on the operations, how they provide input and output to each other, what kind of the validations through which they are communicating with each other, what values or what formats they are accepting the values. Once that complete integration is happened, then you are going to cover the regression, which check complete all three modules also along with the integration. In the third part, then suppose if later point of time when any enhancement come to any of the modules, then you need to understand the impacted areas. Based on that, you need to create new test scenarios for integration testing, or might be modify the some existing test cases, and you need to run integration again. Then afterwards, then you are going to run the regression. Okay, regression is always must after the complete full integration testing. Okay, so this is all about the integration testing. Thank you for visiting my channel. If you are new to my channel, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. And if you are already my subscriber, thank you very much for your love and your support. Keep supporting me. Provide your valuable comments, provide your valuable suggestions, that how we can improve in our videos, how what new videos we can introduce to discuss. Okay, so thanks a lot.